Hi Germany, this is Team GURP. Ist in ein Berliner.
Hey!
Excellent.
I am a Muffin.
Hallo liebe Leser und willkommen in Irvine, Kalifornien. Heute sind wir zu Gast bei Interplay und wir zeigen Ihnen die ersten Szenen aus Star Trek Starfleet Academy und GURPS, dem Generic Universal Role-Playing System von Steve Jackson Games. Den Software-Ingenieuren von Interplay ist es gelungen, das Generic Universal Role-Playing System.
Hi, my name is Timothy Kane. I'm the producer and lead programmer at Interplay on the GURPS Fallout project. And GURPS is a generic universal role-playing system designed by Steve Jackson Games. Post-apocalyptic world, there's been a nuclear war, the planet's pretty much been devastated. You get to play any character you wish to design. You can be a combat-oriented character, you can be a diplomatic character, you can just be a thief character, you can run in and take what you want and leave. The storyline of the world is that you grew up in a vault. You're the third generation of vault dweller. You've been in the vault for all your life and you're 20 years old, and the people who've been living in the vault have been in there for 80 years. This is what your character would look like with the Uzi. You can also put on armor, and this is GURP specific information, you know, your strength, dex, IQ, and health, how much the Uzi does in damage. All of our heads were done as clay models, which we then used a 3D laser scanner to make a model and import them into Lightwave, where we animated them, provided facial textures and facial features.
Dieser Modelliervorgang beginnt mit einem aus Knete geformten Kopf oder anderen Körperteil. Die Teile werden mit einem Laserscanner in ein Modellierprogramm wie zum Beispiel Lightwave oder 3D Studio eingescannt. Hier legt der 3D-Modellierer gerade die Rasterpunkte fest. Mit dem Stylus bestimmt er den Punkt, der dann durch Druck auf das Fußpedal bestätigt wird. Das fertige Rastermodell sieht dann so aus. Diese Figur wird nun texturiert und voilà, fertig ist das Monster.
Star Trek Starfleet Academy. It takes place in between movies 5 and 6, and it's kind of a twofold product. We have the simulator missions. We also have what I call My Life as a Cadet. It takes place on the ground side of the Academy, and that's where you get to interact with, you know, James T. Kirk, Captain Sulu, Chekhov. They take an interest in the player, and you even end up having them talk to you and, you know, kind of taking you under their wing, depending on what happens. You fly as part of the regular simulator missions. The four primary classes of Federation ships, including the Oberth, the Miranda, the Constitution, which is the Enterprise, and the Excelsior.
You got George Takei, William Shatner.
George Takei, William Shatner, Walter Koenig, or finishing up the negotiations at this point. We're not on the signed on the line yet, but we're almost there. Classic missions that you've seen in television: the Kobayashi Maru, which was in Star Trek II. The Balance of Terror, classic encounters in Star Trek, because Balance of Terror is the first time they'd seen Romulans in 70-something odd years. That's going to be a textbook encounter you're going to have to deal with. There are things that affect gameplay in what happens in My Life as Cadet. What you do on the ground side affects the performance of your crew on the bridge. So things you do on the bridge will affect how the story rolls on the ground.
Okay, I'm Bill Church, and I'm the producer of Descent to Undermountain and Blood and Magic, two of the new Interplay AD&D titles coming out of our TSR division. Blood and Magic is going to be our first release. It's an AD&D strategy game based on the Forgotten Realms world of the TSR universe. We also have Descent to Undermountain coming out, which is my first-person, real-time adventure game. It's going to be kind of an adventure RPG action title. So we have it based in this labyrinth, and what we've done, we've taken the Descent engine, which works really well for like trying to give out like a cave or hewn cave type appearance, and now you're like traveling through this cave system in true 3D. All the monsters are 3D. It's also going to be multiplayer, so you're going to be able to play with your friends in the same dungeon at the same time. We think it's going to be a really nice thing for people to be able to do, because it allows them to reenact what they did when they actually played the RPG games.
Hi, my name is Chip Bumgardner, and I am the producer of Dragon Dice.
Hi, my name is Matt Norton. I'm the lead designer on Dragon Dice. She did maybe.
Okay, the Dragon Dice was originally a dice game made by TSR, and I think we started working on that right before it actually was released to the public.
So we pick up a lot of action, a lot of animation, good music and sound effects that you wouldn't get with just a tabletop game. Also, of course, you can play with 1 to 4 players over 1 to 4 machines. So if it's just one person sitting at home alone, they have up to 3 other ready-made opponents, or via modem or LAN as well.
Well, Maxis is, we're hoping that it is we're trying to start a new trend here in strategy games. We've all been fans of both real-time and turn-based strategy games, and we love them both. Briefly, real-time games are very exciting because of the endless action, the time pressure, and everything happening all at once, moving at once. Turn-based games, on the other hand, provide plenty of decision making for the player, but usually has a slower pace, plenty of time to think, and you end up waiting often, which kind of gets boring. What we've arrived at is a mode that we call simultaneous play. What it means is that the game really is real-time within one turn, but it is still essentially a turn-based game. An example would be that on turn 1 you have a tank, your opponent has a tank. Your tank can only make so many moves and can only fire so many shots. But both tanks can do those things at the same time. However, when they run out of things to do for that turn, be it movement or fire, then they're done. They cannot continue to fire endlessly as you find in traditional real-time games.
So, das war's mal wieder. Wir beenden unser heutiges Video-Special mit Ausschnitten aus Interplays neuestem interaktiven Film, Of Light and Darkness.